everybody. I'm Shawn Adams.
I'm Tony Gaglione.
And this is Smacktalk.
Today we're going to talk a little football, we're going to talk a little baseball, a little hockey, a little everything.
A little bit of everything.
Let's get into the most important subject of the day, which is your boy, Chip Kelly, getting hired by the San Francisco 49ers. I don't think it's a good hire. You think it's a good hire? Tell me why.
Because he went 10-6 his first 2 years in Philadelphia, and 49ers suck. And they need a better coach.
Okay.
Because Tomasula was not the right hire when Harbaugh left.
I agree. Tomasula was not the right hire. But the 49ers had a problem on defense, correct?
No, 49ers had a great defense. They had a problem with Blaine Gabbert and Colin Kaepernick Carlos Hyde getting injured. That's why they suck.
Okay. Their defense wasn't that great either. And now, if you look at Philly's defense, who ranked 32nd in the league in rushing, allowing rushing, they allowed, let's see here.
Yeah, they sucked this year. The Eagles sucked
over
this year.
2,160 yards in rushing.
I'm not going to understate the 6-9 record this year. Here's the problem is. You think it's a bad hire because Chip Kelly's body of work this year. Chip Kelly, when he was hired, he took a 4-12 Eagles team in 2012 to 10-6, winning the division. They lost on a last-second field goal at home to the New Orleans Saints and Drew Brees.
Well, I think it's a bad hire is because he's a college coach and he's bringing a college offense into the NFL that you need to let your defense rest on the sidelines. They do not do that.
They do need to.
They need to. Yes.
Fuck
the
hell with that.
No.
The first year as a coach.
Let me finish my thought.
Yeah.
You let your defense rest on the sidelines, or they're out there for 80% of the game. They're tired and they get ran the fuck all over. That's why they were 32nd in the league in rushing.
No, they were 32nd in the league this year because of turnovers. Because they suck.
It had nothing to do with the fact that the defense was on the fucking field for 80% of the game.
Here's what it comes down to. Let me speak. Here's what it comes down to. Chip Kelly's college offense, led the league in total yardage the first year as his coach. Led the league. They put up more yardage than anybody else. They won division year after going 4-12. Where the Eagles made a mistake, the owner made a mistake, Jeffrey Lurie, he let Chip Kelly have total control of personnel decisions. That was his mistake because we know what he did, and I don't think it was right. He got rid of Deshaun Jackson. He got rid of LaShawn McCoy.
Jeremy Maclin.
Let Maclin walk away in free agency. Traded Nick Foles away for Sam Bradford. Now, I will tell you, Chip Kelly's not a personnel guy. He's not a personnel guy, but he's a great coach.
Okay.
First off, let me finish.
Go ahead.
Nick Foles. Nobody knew who this dude was. This dude put up 27 touchdowns and 2 interceptions in 2013 under the guidance of Chip Kelly and that no-huddle offense, Tony.
Okay, so why did he let him go?
That's the best all time. That's
why did he let him go?
Because, like I said, he's personnel. He doesn't know what he's doing.
He doesn't know what he's doing. And San Francisco is going to give him the same opportunity to rebuild.
No, they're not. They're not giving him personnel decisions. They've announced he has no control over the personnel decisions.
Well, he's lucky to have a job as far as I'm concerned. Number one,
49ers
the worst thing that he could have possibly did was trade LaShawn McCoy.
Then
he brings in a guy who
ran for 372 carries the year before, and statistics.
And you know what happens after that?
Yeah.
And did he rush for 1,000 yards?
No.
Did he come close? No. Do you run a 3-back system with 2 scat backs? No, because that's what Ryan Matthews and Darren Sproles is.
I'm not saying he's a personnel genius. I'm saying his offense works.
He's a personnel fucking idiot.
Yeah,
as far
that's
as
why you don't give him that authority. But the 49ers, first off, the 49ers as a franchise, they let a good coach go in Jim Harbaugh. Okay, that was their mistake.
They let him go because Jim Harbaugh wanted all the decision making, and
he took them to the Super Bowl.
I'm not saying they shouldn't have let him go. I think that's the best coach the 49ers have had since fucking back in the day when they had
George Seifert and Bill Walsh. Yeah, I agree with you. What I'm saying is the 49ers made a mistake last year hiring Tomasula, as just promoting him. Okay, because the guy had no head coaching experience. Okay, Chip Kelly is 26-21 as a head coach. Some of these guys that are getting these jobs, Tony, are
let's look at the assholes that are getting the job. Mike McAdoo, named the Giants
because
head coach?
Because he's the offensive coordinator and Eli likes the system.
Big fucking deal.
That was a mistake, letting Tom Coughlin go.
Big fucking deal. Ready for this one? Bucks promote Coder to head coach.
No, Dirk Cutter. Cutter. You just did me. You just screwed up his name.
I don't give a fuck.
Stupid.
I don't know who he is. That's why I fucked up his name.
Yeah,
does he deserve a head coaching job?
Yeah, stupid. No, he doesn't. I'm with you on that. Doesn't.
Let's see here.
And hold on.
Let's see.
The Eagles are going to hire the offensive coordinator.
There are 2 coaches that haven't coached in over 5 years. And they're sitting out there. And both of them have an urge to come back and coach.
John Gruden and
Bill fucking Cowher.
Yeah, I know. Right.
And so those are two guys that win Super Bowls.
Yeah.
And you bring these assholes in who can barely run an offense, obviously.
Hey.
Tom Coughlin takes the fall for Mike McAdoo's play calling abilities, and now Mike McAdoo gets a promotion?
Yeah. Yeah. Hey, they went 3 years without a playoff appearance. That's his problem. But
they went 3 years without a playoff appearance because the ownership didn't give Tom Coughlin players to play with.
Yeah, I know. They suck.
All the backups were terrible.
Horrible. Yeah. Here's the thing. This is what I believe as a person. When a coach does better than what you were doing, right? Because let's be honest, the Giants had Bill Parcells, right? He took them to 2 Super Bowls. Okay.
Right.
So, but then Parcells moved on. Parcells is that kind of guy where he does what he wants to do. The Giants had no coach until they got Tom Coughlin, and then he won 2 Super Bowls with them, and then you don't even give them the respect. Like, okay, yeah, they went 3 straight years without a playoff appearance, but they made that mistake. I think the Giants made a mistake. I think the Eagles are going to hire Tom Coughlin.
The NFL is the dirtiest shit you will ever see in your life when it comes to coaching changes. Because you know why? Here's my theory. Excuse me. The Giants are in a fucking rebuilding time now. Right?
Yeah, they got ODB and Eli, and that's it.
That's it. They're in a rebuilding time. The Bucks are in a rebuilding time.
The Bucks rebuilt when they drafted Jameson Winston.
I'm just saying. They're both in a rebuilding time. So what they do is they hire coaches for their first NFL coaching job who they can lay the fucking blame on when they go 3-13 next year.
Hey, that's the Glazers doing that.
That's what the NFL is.
Yeah, and you know what? They just recently released a report, for the fact that white coaches are more likely to get offensive coordinator and defensive coordinator positions. They have the Rooney Rule when it comes to head coaches. You have to interview minorities and stuff like that.
Yeah, sure.
And Hugh Jackson was hired by the Browns. Okay, which we'll talk about that in a second. But I think that Rooney Rule needs to be extended to these other positions because there are qualified guys that don't get considered for these positions. And like you said, it's a fraternity. You're right. The owners, they hire. You look at the franchises that are successful. They're stable. Like the Bears, like the Steelers, like the Bears hired John Fox. They went out and took Lovie Smith. They hired Trestman. It didn't work out. And they went right back to somebody that is proven that they can do it, and they went and got John Fox, right? Which is smart. That's a stable franchise. Yeah, the Bears didn't do what they wanted to do here, but John Fox is going to build that.
No, and you look back at the Steelers, they had Tomlin,
three coaches,
Cowher,
and no.
And you look at the Bears, they've made one mistake in Trestman, but the coaches they've had previous all had head coaching experience and were decent head coaches. You look at Ditka, you look at Dave Wanstead, for example.
Yeah, Wanstead wasn't bad. Yeah.
Not a bad coach.
No.
Did they play well? No. They had bad personnel. They sucked.
The original Adrian Peterson.
The original, yeah. Well,
yeah, they sucked.
You get the point.
Yeah.
So now they go to a guy, John Fox, who immediately turns the team around.
Yeah.
And immediately looks like a better team.
He went to a Super Bowl, and he took Denver to a Super Bowl. So he's been to 2 Super Bowls.
With the only 2 teams that he's coached.
Carolina and Denver.
Yeah, and he went to a Super Bowl with Jake Delhomme. And if you can go to a Super Bowl with Jake Delhomme and you're a quarterback, you're a pretty goddamn good head coach.
The thing is you're right. It's a fraternity, and they make these rookie mistakes, and they don't give them stability. Now look at the Steelers. Both times they hired coordinators, Bill Cowher and Tomlin, but they have provided them with a
system guy.
I know
they've been in the system. They know the fucking play calling. They
know
the fucking.
No. I'm saying when they hire a guy, just because he doesn't succeed, they don't go and fire him.
No, they're not the
Cowher
Cleveland
went to one
Browns.
Super Bowl in 15 years.
They're not the Cleveland Browns.
And went to multiple AFC championships. Yeah, and that's the thing. You're right. They hired these guys, and then you suck, so I'm gonna blame on you. So that way they can keep their season ticket holders around. But it's a racket. So let's move on. That's football.
We'll stay in football for one more thing.
Oh yeah, your boy.
My boy Johnny Manziel is probably going to get cut. He's not cut yet, but he's probably going to get cut by the Cleveland Browns because they made a great coaching decision hiring Hugh Jackson.
He got a raw deal in Oakland.
Yeah, he gets a raw deal. He's gotten a raw deal basically everywhere he's won so far, and I'm not sure it's going to be any better in Cleveland. But
here's the thing. As a coordinator, he did great for the Ravens and for the Bengals. He was a great coordinator.
Okay.
Right?
So let's get into Johnny Football. I'm a fan of Johnny Football. I think he's a good quarterback.
I'm not.
You're not a fan of Johnny Football. You think he can succeed
in the proper place.
Cleveland
is not a place. That is a quarterback's mortuary. Yeah. It's just where quarterbacks go to die. Or they get drafted to never succeed.
Or they get drafted, traded somewhere else, and lead a team
like
to the playoffs.
I can literally tell you, like Kelly Holcomb and Derek Anderson are the only quarterbacks that had a successful season with the Browns in the recent years. I mean, back in the day, Testaverde was awesome for him, but that's long gone history.
Yeah, Bernie Kosar.
Right?
Yeah.
So there you go. But that's way back. I mean, they haven't had any quarterback stability. And Johnny Football, Johnny Manziel has talent, right? He's got talent. He's a little guy, but he's got talent. He's a Drew Brees. He runs. If you could coach him and get him a quarterback coach and a coordinator and a head coach that can develop him, don't throw him in to be the starter. Let him learn your system for a year, and then give him a whole season. A whole season, not 5 games 1 year or 6 games 1 year, and then hit or miss when your other quarterback's hurt the next year. Because you're not giving him anything. Plus, the Browns roster was there. Josh Gordon tore up the NFL, and then he can't stop smoking weed. He gets suspended.
Johnny Football's hype is what killed him. Because there was so much hype around him, just like Tim Tebow. There was so much hype around him that they were basically forced to put him in. At some point. Yeah. Because the fans were calling for the coach's head.
Yeah, especially when Hoyer went 6-5. They went from 6-1 to 6-5.
So he goes 2-7 this year.
Yeah. He had a great game against the Steelers. They didn't win, but statistics-wise,
he had a few good games this year.
That's what I'm saying. He has the talent. He needs to be in the right position. I personally think, if Johnny Manziel, not the Dallas Cowboys, but the San Francisco 49ers with Chip Kelly, if you gave Chip Kelly another quarterback, give him Manziel and Kaepernick. Or Blaine Gabbert, who didn't perform all that bad in a crappy-ass offense they had. If Manziel had something like that, our coach, and I'm not saying Chip Kelly's the guy for Manziel, I'm saying going to Dallas is not the answer. Okay? Because Jerry Jones doesn't know what he's doing with a personnel roster either.
No.
Okay? And the head coach there is just a puppet. So that's not the right system. I feel like Manziel needs to go somewhere where we know a quarterback is on his way out.
Yep.
But not for a year or two. Honestly, if Johnny Manziel was the backup for Denver instead of Brock Osweiler, not because Brock Osweiler's been there for a couple of years, 3 years before this year. But if he had been in a situation where he's got a Peyton Manning or a Tom Brady or a good quarterback ahead of him, to learn, like New Orleans Saints, get Johnny Manziel, let Drew Brees play 2 more years or whatever it is, and let Manziel learn that Peyton offense.
Yeah, instead you got Luke McCown, who's never going to be a starting quarterback.
Exactly, and that's my opinion on Johnny Football. I don't like the guy. I think he's too cocky. He makes bonehead mistakes. I mean, he gets caught. He goes to alcohol rehab during the offseason, and then he gets caught on video.
He's a rookie. He's
not even a rookie anymore.
He's still making rookie mistakes.
His maturity levels. And you know what I think? You know what I think that comes down to? I think that comes down to Johnny Football going from being the star to not being a star. The cold reality that you're the backup quarterback in Cleveland.
It happens to a lot of people when they come out of college.
Yeah.
It happens to a lot of people.
Look at RG3.
Yeah, well, I think you're going to see RG3 or Johnny Manziel in Dallas.
One of those two,
because they're both Texas-bred boys, and Jerry Jones is a fucking idiot, so he'll do exactly that.
Here's the thing. For all those who know, 1000mics.com, when we first started this show, we called RG3 being a bust, and we said Kirk Cousins was the better quarterback when they were drafted. Here, Kirk Cousins, they lost in the playoffs. It's a history
of pocket passers versus a history of running quarterbacks.
Yeah, and I can name running quarterbacks that were good. Cam Newton, Steve McNair, Donovan McNabb,
Michael Vick.
And
how long did they all last?
You could argue Warren Moon.
Warren Moon was barely a running quarterback, but he was more of a pocket passer, and Cam Newton is learning how to be a pocket passer, and that's why Cam Newton's going to be around for a hell of a long time.
Yeah. Because when he needs to, he breaks off runs.
Yeah,
he's not running right away.
When he breaks off the runs, he doesn't throw his fucking shoulder down into a 325-pound
he goes down like he should.
Exactly. He does what a quarterback should. Let's move on to baseball real quick. The Orioles and Yoenis Cespedes. There's an offer for Cespedes. The White Sox and the Boston Red Sox are also on the table for that.
Here's the thing about Cespedes. That's a great regular season player, but he does nothing in the postseason.
I'll give you that.
Nothing.
I
don't want a guy like that on my team. Right?
I do.
I feel like you want players that are going to hit in the playoffs, and he does nothing in the playoffs.
Well, neither does A-Rod, and he still makes $160 million.
A-Rod's won a World Series.
Because of Derek Jeter?
Well, I'm just saying.
And the rest of the New York Yankees roster?
I'm just saying. He has won a World Series.
D. Gordon person who actually led the league in batting average last year as a leadoff man, which is
awesome.
Very shocking because he's a small guy who doesn't hit home runs. He agreed with a deal with the Marlins for $50 million. I think he's overpaid.
The thing about baseball numbers with paying, it's solely based on last year's stats.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And that's a problem. Look at Bruce Chen. The Marlins making moves. They gave $80 million to Bruce Chen, who's not that great of a pitcher.
Here's the problem I have with the Padres move that they just made. They just signed Alexi Ramirez.
For 1 year.
Who's 33 years old, coming off of a season where...
He was like 218 or something like that.
Yeah, he hit 218. The thing about Alexi is he's a home run hitting shortstop now. And
swings for the fences.
Do you know how long Petco Park is?
It's not a home run park. No.
Okay. Comiskey Park in Chicago is a home run friendly park.
Yeah.
Petco Park center field is over 400 feet. This man is not going to hit anything near the warning track.
A lot of doubles.
I don't think he's... Look, I'm calling a horrible year for this guy.
Okay.
I think he's going to bat under 200 on that team. There's nobody around him to be nervous of. There's nobody in front of him that's going to be on base. So he's going to get less than 50 RBIs, in my opinion. And he's going to hit under 200.
The Padres suck. Let's just be honest.
Well, yeah,
Padres
they've been terrible for a long time.
Okay, Japan honored Hank Aaron for his baseball contributions, which is like 50 years behind the time.
Okay, well, we'll honor Ichiro in about 20 years.
Ichiro.
Blues Paul Stastny set to return after a 2-game absence. He was hurt. They call it fucking hockey, man. They don't ever tell you where they're injured. They just go
hip.
Upper body,
lower body.
Lower body.
Yeah. Unless it's something like severe, where they tell you like, oh, Connor McDavid has a fractured collarbone.
So the fans decided to vote John Scott into the All-Star game as a captain, nonetheless. He played for 4 different teams.
Yeah.
He's only played 11 games in the NHL before being voted as a captain. And now he's
like old, isn't he? He's like 53?
He's 50. No, he's 59.
Yeah.
No, he's an old guy. He's a big guy who can beat the living shit out of a lot of people. If you see his highlights on YouTube, he's a beast. Does he deserve to be a captain? No. The All-Star game is now 3-on-3. This guy can't skate more than 2 miles an hour.
He has
no puck handling skills. Even though he's sent down, he's still an All-Star captain. He's still going to be part of the All-Star draft.
So he's playing in the minor leagues.
Yep. And he'll be playing in the All-Star game.
Does he wear the minor league team's jersey? That's what I want to know.
You know, they're like lime green now or something. The All-Star game in the NHL is a joke. It means nothing. There's no home ice advantage in the Stanley Cup or anything like that.
The coolest part about the All-Star game for the NHL is the shot competition. Like
the skills competition.
The skills competition, the trick shot, the slap shot.
I watch that all the time.
You know, that's cool.
And I do not watch the All-Star game.
You know what they need to do? They need to put a new event in there, like goalie saves, where they get this machine that just hurls pucks at you, like all of them at 100 miles an hour.
That's not a bad idea.
Right? And just the machine randomly targets different areas. Like each goalie gets like 30 pucks. Because, I mean, an average game, you're getting 40, 35 saves, right? So you get like 30 shots. Like one after another, and goalie's got to make as many saves as he can.
Biggest All-Star snub for me, and this is a homer pick. Guy who leads the league in save percentage, Corey Crawford, not on the All-Star team.
I don't know. Sid the Kid didn't even make the All-Star
Sidney
roster.
Crosby, not on the All-Star team. Is it time to take away the fan voting?
Yes. They voted a guy that is like AARP status, out of retirement, like uses a walker.
He's got his Medicare card.
Yeah, exactly. Like, it's ridiculous.
I'm going to bring this back to about, I think it was 4 years ago, Shawn, when we were sitting there and we were doing a fantasy football draft. And it just so happened that everybody's name was on there, whether they were retired or not, in recent years. And my brother, being the genius that he is,
he drafted LaDainian Tomlinson the year after he retires.
I feel like that's what's happening here. If you put Wayne Gretzky on the ballot,
I guarantee you he's going to the All-Star game.
He's going to the fucking All-Star game.
Mario Lemieux, Wayne Gretzky, captains.
In their walkers will be out there, without a doubt. Okay, Jordan Tutu got fined for his second diving offense. Diving is something we don't see in hockey.
No, we don't. That's a soccer
move. When I go, And then you grab your arm on the ground for fucking 20 minutes, and then they carry you off, and then they drop you halfway, and then they carry
spray
you
some magic
and they
spray.
spray the fucking hairspray on your arm, and then your hair stands up, and you're like, oh, shit, I'm good again. And you come back into the game. Now, hockey, all of a sudden, and this is a guy who's known for hits.
Yeah.
Not for diving. He's known for laying people the fuck out.
Yeah.
And he gets caught for diving. Here's
the thing. What I feel like, because hockey is a very physical game. It is the most physical game when it comes to sports. I feel like because there's so much of that some players might take advantage of this. Like the diving, it's easier to get away with getting hit or getting touched and being flamboyant. Like in soccer, every little bit of contact is noticed. Where in hockey, there's contact all the time. So the ref isn't watching every bit. He just happened to get caught twice. Because is he the only player who dives in hockey?
No, PK Subban is pretty good at it. So,
but that's what I'm saying. So I feel like hockey's going to try to cut down on that.
Yeah, so now we're going to get 2 minutes for diving penalties in hockey.
That's nice.
That fucking sucks.
No, that's nice because now that player has got to go to the box and it's got to be announced.
Okay, let's put flags on him next. How about that?
Well, they do that in football anyways.
Hockey standings.
The Predators.
Real quick.
Hold on. The Predators waive Hodgson. The Oilers call up Kassan.
Cassian.
Kassan. You know me with names, dude.
Okay.
Kassan.
Predators waive Cody
silent.
Hodgson, who was on the Oilers, by the way.
I know. We traded him.
We traded him. And the Oilers call up Zach Cassian. That's a good move for the Oilers, who are currently sitting in last place at 17-23.
Yeah! Number 1 draft pick, baby!
They've lost
again
3 games consecutively. And
they had a 5-game winning streak.
The worst goal differential in all of hockey
yeah.
at -23,
yeah,
which means
if we don't score,
they're going into games and getting fucking destroyed.
Yeah, it's either we throw up 6 or 7, or we put up 1 and the other team puts up 5.
What's sad to me, I had to take some teams out that were irrelevant.
I bet on the Oilers tonight for everybody to know.
Columbus started 0-11.
Yeah.
And they have a better record than Edmonton right now.
Yeah.
So that shows you the fall of the Edmonton Oilers, who are currently not only sitting in a wild card, but a playoff spot about 3 weeks ago.
Yeah, that was nice. We had like 30 points and we were sitting in the playoffs.
The Blackhawks currently play in Montreal right now. They've won 8 in a row. That's the longest winning streak in hockey. Go Hawks. But
the Florida Panthers went on a 10-game winning streak.
Yes.
Roberto Luongo.
And then they've lost the last 2. But they still sit in first place. They're 26-13. They got
Florida
57
Panthers,
points.
which is basically the Blackhawks.
It's the old Blackhawks that won the Stanley Cup before.
And one Canuck.
And now, so you're looking at this. Let's look at this really quick. This is funny to me. Okay. The Florida Panthers have
first place. Yeah.
4 old Blackhawks.
First place. No, I got the next one. And the Dallas Stars
I knew it.
are in first place in the West, and they have 3
old Blackhawks
from
last year's Stanley Cup.
What do you know?
Okay, so Rookie of the Year is not going to your prodigy.
No, Connor McDavid, man. The legend of Connor McDavid resumes after the All-Star break.
Yeah, the legend of Connor McDavid started and ended within a week.
Hold on. I want to know. Over, under 6 games, injured again.
Over.
I'm going under.
You think he's that fragile? Fragile?
Fragile.
Must
like
be
the French
Italian.
say.
Must be Italian. Patrick Sharp, Johnny Oduya, and there's one more guy on Dallas that was the old Blackhawks. But my Rookie of the Year is Artemi Panarin from the Chicago Blackhawks. Put up 15 goals already. He's on the Patrick Kane line. That probably has something to do with it.
That's why.
Probably has something to do with it.
Dude, I'd probably put up 15 if I skated next to Patrick.
There is another guy, though. He plays for Detroit. His last name is Larkin. I don't know his first name.
Yeah.
He's pretty fucking good, so watch out for him.
Hey, what about Mark Stone and Johnny Gaudreau?
Johnny Gaudreau and Mark Stone, both in their second year, and both still lighting shit up.
Yeah.
Johnny Gaudreau is one of my favorite players.
Yeah, mine too. Mark Stone, Ottawa Senators, man.
I know you're on the Ottawa bandwagon. You have been for a while.
Gotta love them.
Ottawa is currently sitting with 46 points. I think they're somewhere near a wild card spot in the Eastern Conference, but not quite there.
Yeah, the East has got a bunch of winning teams. The East has a lot of good teams this year.
Well,
right now, we're not halfway through, but right now you got a lot of good teams in the East.
The Washington Capitals are obviously the best team in the NHL right now. 32-7, 67 points.
Ovechkin hit 500 goals in his career. Ovechkin still has not won a damn thing in the playoffs.
He's going to continue not to win a damn thing in the playoffs.
He's the Dan Marino
without a fucking goal
of the hockey. Yeah.
They can put up as many points as they like, but when it comes to playoff time, that's what wins games. Is goalie.
You can go on a run with goalie.
All right, so give me your Stanley Cup pick.
I'm going to go with the Edmonton Oilers. No, that's horrible. It's hard. I hate to say this because I hate them, but I'm going to say the Montreal Canadiens, the Habs, and the Los Angeles Kings. I know you don't like that pick, but
I hate the pick.
That's what I feel like.
Go an ass tattoo bet, New York Rangers, Chicago Blackhawks.
It's not happening this year.
I'm going to go for that.
It was close last year. But
baseball. Surprise team of the year next year.
Surprise team?
Give it to me. I know you want to say it.
No, I'm going to go with the Cincinnati Reds.
Why?
They got rid of Aroldis Chapman. They traded away, who'd you guys get?
Todd Frazier?
Todd Frazier, the hometown kid. And I feel like that's going to fly under the radar. The Cubs are going to have a good season. The Cardinals are going to have a good season. But I feel like my Pirates are going to fall off.
I feel like you're looking at a lot of rookies on the Cubs that are going to have a lot of sophomore slumps.
No, I said they're going to have a good season. It doesn't mean that they're going to do what they did last year.
Okay, my surprise team is my hometown team, Chicago White Sox. But with the pickups they made...
he says this every year, guys.
With the pickups they made.
Like, what were they
with
last?
The pickups they made.
Were they second to last? Cleveland was last.
Cleveland was last. Okay. So my Super Bowl pick still stands as of now, Carolina, New England. Your Super Bowl pick still stands as of now as...
Pittsburgh, Arizona.
So we're both still good there. And baseball, I'm not even going to go into the World Series.
Yeah, that's what... Hold on. Who's the guy... Who's the schmuck that put like $100,000 on the Royals last year and won like $2.5 million? Right? The thing is that makes headlines. You know that dude put like money on every single team?
Oh, I didn't know that.
Yeah, it's like the people that they make ridiculous claims, but they make a bunch of them, and then they edit out the ones that didn't hit.
Yeah.
And they're like, look, I predicted in 2012 that Seattle Seahawks would win the Super Bowl because they made all these crazy predictions, and then they delete the existence.
Philosophers of a long time ago said the World Trade Center was going to happen every year for about 50 years, and when it happened, they deleted the rest of them. So,
yeah, it's like Nostradamus. He wrote like 7 books of prophecies, and everyone's like, "Oh, he was correct." Like, yeah, he was wrong a lot.
He was correct on 1 out of 98.
Yeah. So,
real quick, NBA through 39 games, the Golden State Warriors currently
40
games,
37-3.
They got 37-3. The Golden State Warriors have the same record as the Bulls did when they went 72-10, which was the all-time best record. Do you have the Golden State Warriors in the NBA Finals?
Yeah, they're the best team in the NBA.
And who are they playing?
The Cleveland Cavaliers again.
Rematch.
And I feel like they're going to win it again.
I feel like I agree with you. Who's the biggest threat for Golden State and who's the biggest threat for Cleveland?
Okay, I think the hardest... The fact that San Antonio Spurs are awesome at home makes them dangerous in a playoff series.
They're a little old now.
I know, but they're like 21-2 at home.
I do enjoy that they got the dude from Portland to get
LaMarcus Aldridge.
Yeah, LaMarcus Aldridge. Yeah. I do enjoy that, so I'll give you that. But I think the rest of the team is just not.
No, I know, but here's the thing: they play. That's why I said they play at home.
Yeah.
They play well at home. You go to a playoff series, all they got to do is steal one from you on the road, and then you have to play them with their home field advantage. Plus, the Thunder are looking good now. I think the West is really strong. I think
West's always strong.
The Bulls in Boston are going to be I don't want to say surprise team because they're not a surprise. I feel like that's going to be one of those teams is going to be in the Eastern Conference Finals versus the Bulls.
Versus the Cavs.
Versus the Cavs. The Bulls are the Celtics versus Cavs, Eastern Conference Finals, and Golden State, San Antonio in the West.
Okay. I think if anybody can beat Cleveland, it's Chicago. I'm not going to say Boston. And that's not just a homer pick. I think Derrick Rose has gone downhill and they need to trade him with his big-ass contract. Needs to go somewhere else.
You know I don't like Derrick Rose. They play better without him.
I was on the Derrick Rose bandwagon for a long time.
But he's
hopped
not
off that motherfucker real quick.
Yeah, he's not good. He's a good talent.
I'm all for Jimmy Butler. And here's the thing that's going to make a difference. When the trade deadline comes, if the Bulls make a move to bring a big man in, or another point guard for that matter, then they'll have a legitimate shot at beating Cleveland.
Is it McDermott they got?
Doug McDermott. He's shooting forward.
Yeah, he's
a hell of a shooter.
They got good role players.
Yeah, they got Mirotic too, who's another rookie.
Yeah,
who's pretty good.
Yeah.
He's like a Dirk Nowitzki without the inside presence.
Okay, so who was the number 1 draft pick last year in the NBA? What was it?
I think it was Karl Anthony Towns.
Who was the number 1 pick? Porzingis?
Oh, Porzingis from the Knicks.
We just watched the Michael Jordan thing happen all over because Porzingis is
He's gonna
tight.
be a beast.
That dude is tight. And everyone booed the Knicks for making that pick.
And now everybody's got Porzingis jersey.
Yeah. That is in history.
That's
when we look
the
back,
Sam Bowie, Michael Jordan.
I'm not saying he's winning 6. Okay, I'm not gonna say that because that's ludicrous, right? We've only had Kobe Bryant win 5. LeBron went to 6, right? But I'm saying Porzingis is like the David Robinson. He's like the big dude that's going to be the best big dude. Oh, he's good now.
He's the best player on a really shitty team right now.
He's better than Carmelo Anthony.
I'll give you that.
And it's his rookie season.
There's a lot of people nowadays that are better than Carmelo. Kobe's still better than Carmelo Anthony.
Speaking of which, Kobe's retiring.
Kobe's retiring. Fuck. It really sucks for the NBA because Kobe Bryant is the only person that I legitimately can compare to Michael Jordan.
Yeah, here's the thing. This is why I feel you on that. This is what I think. When Michael Jordan left the game, we all wanted to know who was going to come take that mantle. And here comes this young kid out of Philadelphia, drafted out of high school, did not go to college, and he did that. Yes, he played with Shaq, and yes, he had great teams.
Jordan played with Pippen. Jordan played with Rodman. Jordan played with a lot of good players.
B.J. Armstrong.
So don't discount the supporting cast.
No, I'm not. What I'm saying is that was, Kobe won 5 NBA championships. And he could have won 6.
Yeah, one player doesn't make a team. I mean, look at LeBron, why he left Cleveland the first fucking time.
Because
they wouldn't put anybody around him.
Ildrudis Ilgauskas.
Yeah, that was their best
Anderson
player.
Vallejo.
And Anthony Parker.
Yeah.
Whose sister is a better basketball player. Candace Parker. Naperville Central shout out right there.
Yeah.
Sat next to her in science.
But here's what I want to know. Kobe's gone. Is LeBron the guy that takes it? I know LeBron is an immense talent. I love LeBron James.
No. Fuck no.
Who's going to take the mantle? Who's going to be that guy?
Give it 1 year. Simmons from LSU.
Ben Simmons.
Simmons.
You like that?
Yeah. That's going to be the one guy. Or there's a guy from Indiana who plays forward, I believe. Shooting forward. His name's Hurd.
I like Valentine from Michigan State.
Of course. You like anybody from fucking Michigan State.
Draymond Green starting in the All-Star game. Sparty, baby.
He plays on the Warriors.
Yeah, plays on the Warriors. Hey, Steph Curry could be the guy.
Hey, brother.
Steph Curry could be the 6th championship.
I know a guy named Jay Adams. If you stuck him on the Warriors, he'd probably be in the All-Star game.
Oh, I know. I know him too.
Yeah. Klay Thompson, Steph Curry. Yeah, pass it to the fucking white guy. Let him shoot. He's wide open every time, I guarantee you.
All the time.
Yeah, they're double-teaming all of them.
Yeah.
I want to go back to what you said about the Michael Jordan thing and Kobe leaving. LeBron will never be Kobe, which means he'll never be anywhere near fucking Michael Jordan, as far as I'm concerned.
He's 2-4 in NBA Finals.
My analysis, I guess, of LeBron James is that he's above average at just about everything to do in the game, but he's not great at any one thing.
Okay.
You're not going to hand LeBron the ball with 1 second left, and he's a money for the game winner.
Okay.
He's proven that time again.
I feel like LeBron, if he'd have stayed in Miami, would have
supporting cast.
Yeah, that's
supporting
what I mean.
cast.
That's what I mean. I feel like he'd have a better career legacy if he'd have stayed in Miami with Dwayne Wade, Chris Bosh, because Dwayne Wade's on the twilight of his career as well too.
You know what I think is really funny is that Shaq goes around, and when Shaq's on a team, they seem to make it to the NBA Finals
all the time, baby.
Orlando, Los Angeles, Cleveland.
Right?
So he makes any shooter a little better.
Let's just say this. He went to the finals against the Olajuwon and the Rockets with the Magic and Penny Hardaway.
Yeah.
They lost, but he still went, right? He goes to the Lakers. He gets 4. He won 3. I'm sorry. He wins 3. He goes to the Miami Heat.
He wins 1.
With
Dwayne Wade.
He goes to Cleveland. They lose.
But he goes to another one.
Shaq.
Yeah.
You don't hear somebody when I think of Shaq.
Now he's falling over on the NBA.
Do you know who I think is better than Shaq? And most people would hate me for saying this.
I might hate you for saying whatever.
Best player of our generation, better than Kobe Bryant. Tim Duncan.
Tim
Duncan.
No,
that dude is
I'll give it to you.
Right? But people don't even think of Dunk.
No, because That's another thing about supporting cast, and the way that they play the game is not centered around any one person.
No.
It's a pick and roll offense, and they the unstoppable.
Every year we do a show during the NBA Finals, and the question we ask, it doesn't matter if it's the Milwaukee Bucks, the Memphis Grizzlies, it doesn't matter. Anybody that comes into playoffs, the first question we ask is, can they stop the pick and roll? When you play the Spurs, we know what you're going to do. You're going to pick and roll.
Most people can't.
It's like it's like this. It's like the Steelers. They're going to throw 19 passes to Antonio Brown of 1 yard. Yet the dude still gets 1,800 yards because you can't stop him.
Yeah.
Because no matter how good you are, you can't stop it.
Yeah.
That's what the San Antonio Spurs are. It's the triangle offense that Phil Jackson had.
There's a player like that on every team, or every good team. Or there's a play like that on every good team. I mean, if you think about it.
Duncan has 6 rings.
Great. But I'm just saying, there's a player like that on every team, or a play like that on every team. When you go look at baseball, you know what I mean? Small ball.
Yeah.
Always seems to.
Always
Especially
in the playoffs.
Always seems to win.
Yeah.
Does it make shit of a difference in the regular season? No.
No.
Because people get outslugged.
Yeah.
In the playoffs, it makes a difference.
Yeah, because when the rest of the other team is batting 180 or going 1 for 4, and you got guys that are bunting dudes the second.
Let's go to hockey real quick. So it's goalie play and power play and defense.
Yeah.
So basically, the regular season means
it just means get there. It just means get there.
It means that.
Yeah.
And then once you get there, if you can't play fundamentally, you lose.
You lose. Yeah. That's it. And you know what?
So don't say defense wins championships or this wins championships. No. Fucking fundamentals wins championships.
I like that because you're right. It doesn't matter what sport it is. If you get to the playoffs in your relative sport,
same fucking thing. Throw strikes. Let your defense do the fucking.
And
same shit they teach you in Little League.
Runners in scoring position.
Yeah.
Right? Don't try to knock the ball out the park.
No.
Just put runners in scoring position. They'll get home. Right.
Same
in basketball, pick and roll, high percentage shots. It's not all about
the ball
three.
More than fucking 3 times on a possession.
Yeah. College basketball. The reason why the tournament is so easy to predict is because guard play. Because it's not about how good the guard is.
Do you
it's
know
about
how many times you see Florida Gulf Coast or VCU pass the fucking ball around the goddamn
looking for a high percentage shot. That's all it's about.
Fundamentals.
I
like it. I like this show, and I'm glad we did this one at home. This is the first one we've done at the fucking house here again since, I don't know, about a year.
It's been a while.
So, I'm Tony Gaglione.
I'm Shawn Adams.
Thanks for watching Smacktalk.
Hey, come check us out at Sego's 4790 South Fort Apache. Sunday, Pittsburgh Steelers versus the Denver Broncos.
Yeah, Shawn will probably have a heart attack before the show starts. So,
Thank you.
Enjoy it.